Don't hurt him. Don't hurt. Don't hurt him. Okay. Try go down.
Hello out there, we're on the air. Welcome back to the next draw of the 2025 5 and Under tournament as part of the doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships, presented by curling.gg. Rocks and play were underway. Apologies for the brief delay in the play-by-play. I was told it's probably good to have the cameras turned on for the broadcast, and I thought that was somewhat revolutionary in terms of broadcasting, but you know, here we are. No, there was one camera I had to turn on for charging, or turn off for charging. I'm being joined on the broadcast again by Dan. He does have a slight conflict of interest, which I'm sure he'll tell us about while I update the scoreboard.
Yeah, this is my the team I'm coaching. I'm taking a break a little bit from the stats recording for the game because I'll probably watch this game back at the house and I can do stats then. But yes, I'm coaching Team Hot Dish from Wine Country. Fun fact, the vice on our competitor, which is Good Curling, is also from Wine Country, Amy Tucker. So there's a lot of good Wine Country teams out here and Wine Country players. So excited to see what happens in this game.
And we've in other broadcasts, we've noted that Wine Country travels pretty well.
Oh yeah, our club is known for traveling. I don't know what it is. We just like to curl, and since we're on arena ice, we have a limited amount of ice time, and so we travel to wherever we can to play curling. And that includes outdoor spiels when it's snowing outside.
But not raining.
It started raining Friday night, but it turned to snow overnight, so lucked out on that one.
I know this when the Stanley's Bonspiel got rained out last year. So
yeah, that's what I heard.
They went to floor curling, I think.
Yeah, that's what I had heard.
In the lodge. This is Mike May from the Oval as part of the Team Good Curling. Interesting setup so far.
Yeah. There's a lot of guards out front. Hot Dish has got one counter at the moment, but this tap back looks like it's going to be a little too underpowered there.
There's still a run back. There's a lot of rocks, but
yes.
they could do kind of throw into the chain of stones right in the,
yes.
the center.
Honestly, Team Good Curling has got a lot of good angles set up for them at the moment. Hot Dish, they can make a couple plays here to take some of those angles away, but at the moment they got to do something to prevent Team Good Curling from getting rid of that yellow and then sitting 2-3.
So you know all the players on Team Hot Dish, and I know most of the players on Good Curling. So they didn't give us bios, but we can provide some biographical information of our own.
This is true.
As we see, this is the third Rocks?
Yes, this is Vice's Rocks. This is Ross Macy.
And what's his deal?
He has been playing for apparently 3 years, basically with this team a lot. They play a lot on Tuesday nights. He's their Tuesday night team, which is minus Jason Dursky, which is playing their second because he's in LA, but he's still part of our club. Anyway, their Tuesday name is Tuesday Hats. They'll wear a hat on Tuesdays. But
ball caps or something else?
Ball caps.
Okay, not like pit helmets?
Nothing exciting, although sometimes when they're playing against a certain club member, that certain club member, Steve Sampson, loves to try to out-hat them. I think one week he wore a Cat in the hat, and then last week I forgot what he wore, but it was also another fun hat.
So this is Amy Tucker.
She's also been curling for a couple of years.
And I saw her play downs for, was it the women's or mixed? I thought she was in.
I feel like I'm having a women's. I don't 100% know.
I think it was women's. The name seems familiar. Oh, so they're going for the run.
Yeah.
It looked pretty good.
Yeah. They're still in a good spot to get multiple here if Hot Dish doesn't do something to outcount one of these red ones.
And Good Curling has the hammer this end.
Correct. They have the least years of experience. That is how hammer has been.
Or choice a hammer.
That's true.
Someone can say, I don't want the hammer.
That's true. But the team with the least amount of years of experience has that choice, whether they want hammer and or color.
And if they're tied, there's a coin flip.
Yes.
Actually, they go down to birthdays. And if the birthday doesn't work out, then it's birth time. That's the type of granularity that we demand in the curling world.
Exactly.
We were talking about some of the flexibility in terms of people determining how many years of experience. I mean, everyone's kind of on the honor system. We don't audit people for their experience, although they do ask their club presidents or leaders to sign off on their experience. But some people thought, oh, I don't know if junior years count, or they don't know if arena years count. And then, we had a couple of years off of COVID, and like some people were on the ice and some weren't.
Yeah.
And so USA Curling basically said, okay, a lot of clubs are off the ice. It's not really fair to count a year of eligibility.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So there are two gap years.
This is true. And it's also hard. Arena curlers, 5 years of experience, and dedicated ice curlers, 5 years of experience can differ a little bit in terms of level of expertise. But it's 5 years, and so everyone's on level playing field here.
And also, like, arena teams do fairly well at these types of events.
Yes.
I mean, we had Complete Sheet Show win last year, and they're a pretty new oval rink.
Okay.
And Wine Country. Like, also, you go to club playdowns for men's and women's teams.
That's true.
And
we do. But again, we travel a lot, so
yeah, that's true.
We do play a lot on dedicated facilities when we do travel, and it's just the one advantage I feel arena club curlers have is a little bit quick ability to read ice. Because we never know week to week if our ice is going to be straight, if it's going to curl, if there's going to be a ridge. So we have to know that as fast as possible, ideally faster than your opponent, so you can utilize that against your opponent.
The also kind of the tricky thing is that I think you're right about reading the ice, but utilizing the ice, the pendulum kind of shifts towards the dedicated ice curlers a lot of times because they have more experience, like knowing how to work on their release and work on their delivery and stuff. And
100%.
That's something where on arena ice, like you can almost not necessarily say Jesus take the wheel in terms of throwing a stone. But you can be a little off and then have the shot come back and you say, oh, I didn't mean to make the shot, or that shot looked gone, but hit a ridge and all of a sudden
yes,
it did something really cool.
Likewise, though, when you get arena team or dedicated teams playing on some wonky arena ice and you can get a stone on top of a ridge, sometimes those dedicated teams don't quite know how to play the ice because they expect it to curl and it won't.
That rock hogged.
It did.
So these rods are both these teams are arena teams, so they're somewhat evenly matched
100%.
in terms of the playing field, as it were.
I agree. This morning, Hot Dish did have some struggles against a dedicated team.
And you were talking about the hogging. Did you want to add anything about that?
Oh, yes. So I had mentioned to the team that, this is the second game after a scrape, and historically that means that the ice runs a little slower than when you play right after a scrape. And both of the other games that this team has played has been the 8 a.m. draw, which is essentially the first game after a scrape. So I did try to warn them that it may be a little slower, so let's take that into account. However, I did hear that they wanted to, throw some money into that hogline pot that we've got going on here at this 5 and Under. So that will be at least a penny going into that.
So this is Michael Katz for Good Curling. Little jostle is someone walked in front of the cameras. Our technology is fun, but not.
Oh, this is going into the pile.
Yeah.
What's it gonna do?
Move something. Oh,
a little light too.
Yeah, you're seeing a little light. I agree.
Did you happen to get a hog-to-hog on that?
Got 12.25.
Which that could make sense if it's slower.
That was about hack.
Yeah, it would be hack on the game prior to this.
Yeah.
This is also the first end, so the re-pebble and the nip, you're breaking that pebble back in.
The rock box, which is geared to kind of get up to game speed more quickly. Messi's launching a title hunt? No. I get notifications on my studio device. So we're to skip stones, and so maybe tell us a little bit about the skip for this rink.
So Zoe here has another 3 years of curling experience, originally from Wisconsin, and I know works for the Department of Water Resources in California. So she's very receptive to feedback. Wants to be a better curler.
That's light again.
It's light, but as long as it's a guard here, it's not terrible. Right now, Hot Dish is sitting 1, I think. So a guard isn't the worst. There is a million raise opportunities over here on the right side of the sheet for good curling.
Could they get more than 1 out of this?
Depending on how things jostle around, it could be possible. I think in this end, you can definitely tell everyone got caught up a little bit with the speed of the ice.
We have the biter bar coming out on sheet A, going away. I mean, this is a biter bar, so like they've got to be done with the first 5 rocks at the end. Oh, to see if it's in? Okay, that makes sense. Sometimes technology scares people. Like the unfrozen caveman lawyer.
Alright, Cat's getting here to deliver that last stone. I'm assuming he's going to be throwing something like backline to hack here to move some stuff around.
Last rock.
We'll see how that weight goes.
That's something that Michael has been working on, I think, a decent amount. I know both Cats is, especially when they're starting out, we're working with weight. This needs to curl.
This is looking a little light as well.
So
yeah, that was top 8 at best. Need a little bit more oomph on that to get anywhere.
Steal of 1, it appears.
It's close. I'm not 100% sure.
They kicked the rock, so they know.
Yep.
So we're going to take a pause in the action.
And I think every single one of the 16 rocks were in play in that end.
That's what you want, right?
You do.
So we're going to take a pause in the action. We'll be right back to our ongoing coverage of the 2025 5 and Under tournament, part of the doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships. And our coverage is being brought to you by, not that one, this one, doubletakeout.com, offering updated rankings of the top men's and women's curling teams from around the world, updated after major competitive events, doubletakeout.com, and by curling.gg. Test your skip skills against your friends online at curling.gg, free online curling platform with real physics simulation. And by, I need to talk slower. And by Endgame Curling. Unlock the next level with Endgame's leading edge curling brooms and accessories. Endgamecurling.com. So lots of games on the ice. We have 4 games on the ice. These are essentially play-in games for the championship Sunday tomorrow. These teams will all have they will not have to wake up super early. They will get to sleep in and get ready for the final at 11 a.m. In the A and is it B bracket or C bracket or 2 bracket?
It looks like we've got a first through 4th event. So A, B, C, and D.
Oh, so all
Yeah.
no.
We've got
So,
4 games at 11.
right. So this is the play-in for
The 3rd event.
the 3rd events, yes.
Yes.
And also play-in for the A, the championship bracket. And so the 2nd and 4th divisions or brackets will have a semifinal in the morning.
Okay.
And then play for the championship at 11.
All right.
So. But all the games are streaming. Lots of exciting games on the ice. I would say we can only choose one to feature, but all the games are streaming. You're tuned to the feature game on the MoPac YouTube channel, but you can check out the Curl Vegas channel for static shot streams of all the games on the ice, including this one. But I hope you watch this one. This one has people talking and offering insights and information and occasionally switching to the right camera angle.
Yeah, I do. This is a newer facility, and it is nice that all 4 sheets have streaming capability. Again, as you mentioned, it's static shots without commentary, so not as exciting as this stream. Glad you're joining in. But yeah, it's definitely useful. You can watch all of your games no matter what sheet you played on.
It'd be kind of funny if we were watching all 4 games and providing commentary on all 4 games at the same time. Sportsnet tries to do that with their Grand Slam of curling around the rings coverage, but they don't have all 4 games going at the same time.
True.
That'd be a little bonkers. As we see Jody Chatz get set for her second stone. Steve Sampson's on the chat.
Oh, nice. Glad to join. Glad you're joining, Steve.
Saying go down, go Dan. I said go down, go Dan.
He's always saying for me to go down when I play against him on Tuesday nights.
Go down the other sheet of the ice.
Just not win.
Oh, okay.
It looked like a little overcurl. I think on that one, Katz was trying to play the little run back on the red-yellow combo. Overcurled a little bit, ended up chipping the yellow guard over, but they did spill into the ring, so possible scoring stone later in the end. We'll see how things continue on.
So this is the daytime equivalent of MoPac After Dark.
Pretty much.
So MoPac at dusk. Doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
But it does have a ring to it.
So this is the second floor hot dish. That would be Jason Dukarski?
Yeah. I think they're playing a hit here. I'm not 100% sure. It looked like Jason was a little narrow on his release, though. But Danny's doing a great job holding it. That's a great shot.
Yeah.
So that puts hot dish at sitting 3, it looks like.
Yep. So also this is a challenge for a team like Good Curling where, okay, they're not lining up for a hit. It's like sometimes we can hit our way out of this jam and stuff. It's like, and sometimes oh no, we can't hit our way out of this jam.
Yeah. Curling is a sport of many facets, one of which is knowing your team's ability and knowing your opponents and what their abilities are, and playing to both strengths of your team and the weakness of the other team. They are doing a hit though. It looks like a pretty good one too. Got rid of that counter yellow. We still got 2 in the house. A little bit tougher to get rid of that red one. Looks like they might be trying to throw the same shot.
So you watched some of the broadcasts. Like how noticeable was the door closing?
I don't think I noticed it, really.
Oh, really? I noticed it a lot.
All right.
But that's just me.
Oh, where we at? Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. That was honestly the miss. The worst miss on that would be to overcurl and play the run back for him. So that was a pretty good shot. Ideally, you wanted to stick in the house with that, but objective 1 was get rid of that red counter. Or rather, red stone. It wasn't really counting at that point.
Potential counter. That's my that's my phrase that pays. So we have Mike Ney getting set for a second shot. Mike, if I remember correctly, he's a current contestant on the Fox game show The Floor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I should double check that before I say it again. Trevor would know. So trying the same type of shot. It's open now.
Yeah.
And so actually they don't.
Oh, a flash.
So that's the weight was, I think, pretty good.
It was a good control weight, and honestly, I didn't hate the ice. I didn't see his delivery. It might have been a smidge wide, but it should have moved a little bit more than I expected, based off that ice.
Yeah, so just checking my club Slack, Mike Ney is a contestant on this season of The Floor.
Oh, interesting.
With the host, Rob Lowe, who is literally the most exciting person on television. Literally. I haven't tuned in, but obviously it's a game of knowledge, and
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like here they're just trying to play the guard.
That makes sense. They're sitting 2.
Yeah, they're sitting 2. They're gonna end up. They're gonna end up. All right, it's a pretty good guard. Pretty dead buried. Cats does still have the full button and might be able to curl to it. Looks like that's what they're going to try to do.
Trying to let people know on Facebook that the game's happening, that hopefully might juice our viewership.
Amy Tucker's delivered. Rock's coming down the sheet. Looks like it might be a smidge light. That's good. T-weight, just a little straight there.
My Facebook is acting up. It might be a sign to get off of Facebook.
Okay, they're playing a control hit, trying to get rid of the red.
There's a possible jam.
There's a possible jam if it over curls. This has historically been the straighter side of the sheet. So we'll see what the stone wants to do. Oh, it looks like it might have picked.
Trying to save it. It's zooming inside.
Yeah. If we get the inside of it.
Just
looks like it just flashed.
Yep.
They are still sitting shot though, so.
Let's just put another one in.
Cat still has that same draw they just played, or they can try to take out that counter now.
Less ice, though, because it doesn't curl a lot. Is that less ice? All right.
That's right, this side does not curl.
Looks like they're playing that same draw.
I mean, at some point they're going to need to address the shot stone.
Yeah, even if they can draw dead buried behind the yellow, it's a pretty good spot. But if they're ever exposed, there will be access to it. But this line is looking great. Oh, it's just a little heavy. Where are we gonna stop?
Oh no.
Ooh, looks like it's through.
So a good effort, just a smidge up weights.
Yeah.
So what was the score on that first end?
The first thing
Just a
was
single?
a steal of one.
Okay. Now the scoreboard's up to date. Just so much multitasking.
I'm not sure here if Zoe's playing the hit that Macy just tried, or if they're playing for the draw. We'll find out. She's got some hustle down the sheet though, trying to speed things along.
Yeah, they are a bit behind because they should be playing an end with every 17 minutes or so, and so they're about a couple minutes behind right now.
I think they probably started 30 seconds a little after everyone else, but
Yeah.
I think there's still plenty of time to catch up.
I'm not going to say it's my fault, but I did have to go on the ice to turn on the camera. Yeah, this is a one-man band for the most part, so it's always nice to bring in people to help
Yeah.
commentate and
I've been meaning to do it. This is the first time I've done it. Ooh, this might jam. Oh, no. Where we at? Oh, a little wide on that release, it looks like. I think they are still shot, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's close. We've got some views over the ice.
Oh man.
It's real close.
Yeah. So we saw someone bring out the biter bar at the end of the first end on sheet A, and just kind of based on what people were saying, it was just to check to see if a rock was in or touching the house, which is what you do.
Yes.
I mean, we have a laser measure too, which I guess you can put on to see if it's within 190 centimeters or whatever the standard is.
I will say, I think this is the first bonspiel I've been to where they don't have the classical curling measuring device to check to see what stone's closer, but we are using the more high-tech, less exciting laser for deciding which stone's closer.
I do call it the second most exciting measure in all of the sport. The first one, of course, is the stick that we put on rods.
Yeah.
Because I mean, come on, the NFL's taking notes from us about how we measure stuff. They're talking about getting rid of the chain gang, which sort of makes sense because it's kind of weird how they have them standing. It's like, okay, come on out. So make sure you walk in a straight line. So.
Yeah.
Talking about a straight line, Michael Katz is making a beeline to the hack. Do you think they're trying to just do an in-off or draw, or what do you think the shot is here?
Based off where the ice is, it looks like it's probably just a draw. This is the swingier side of the sheet, so I think he has even an opportunity with like maybe a backline weight to move that one that's the shot stone. And it looks like he's throwing a little up weight. That was a good angle. I couldn't see that you could actually see a good third of the shot stone.
It's curling now.
It is.
So now, stay on. Looks pretty good.
It's a little light.
Is it?
Well, now there's no question on which one's shot.
So good line.
Yeah, really good line.
Just a little light.
Yeah.
And that was the wrong way to miss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, but at the same time, let's look at the head-on view again. No, you can't run the red back, really.
No, not really. You could probably tap it back with back 8 weight. You might be able to get enough of that red stone with getting by the guard, but it's close.
What about drawing on the other? Now, obviously, this is for good curling. You're a coach for.
No, I agree though. Good curling does have the draw at the moment, so I think Hot Dish right now is just again still trying to get rid of that red possible counter.
Okay.
And then if they get the hit and roll inside, that'd be great. But if they leave it out wide, they could possibly leave good curling a hit and roll in possibility, or just the straight draw. Looks like this is more of a guard.
Yeah, which is not a bad choice either. Really kind of try to take away the easier shot for good curling. Sells into the
I honestly,
12 foot.
that's probably a good spot for him. The hit and roll off of your own red is kind of taken away.
I think there's a double there. I mean, there is a double there, but it depends on your skill level. It needs to be a little higher.
Sure.
Although I played a mini game against the Cats up in Park City just 2 weekends ago, or maybe just a weekend ago. Time flies. He threw a triple. He made a triple against me.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, man. We were sitting 3, and it's like, oh, they're all drawn now.
Yeah.
And doubles are a thing of beauty, and triples are just
So they still do have the ability for a big end here, depending on what happens. I think with this ice, though, we're going with a hack weight hit. If you can make it by the red stone, then I think you got a chance at it. but there's not a lot of separation there. But I think you could still move around and save 2 out of this.
If he throws similar weight to his first,
Yeah.
it should be pretty good.
Ooh, I think he's a little inside on that one.
That's, I mean, you could do a plan B.
Yeah, but it was inside enough where he quote unquote started it, meaning you pushed it inside a little bit, which means that it starts going. But are we going to get a plan B double raise situation?
It was close, but the yellow looks like it scoots past the rocks
Yeah.
in the top of the house. So just that was a tricky shot, but
Yeah.
obviously a good setup for Hot Dish, as I'm trying to spell double takeout and failing miserably for some reason. I said doobie for some reason. It's like, I mean, there are dispensaries here in Vegas, but I don't know if we want the doobie take. DoobieTakeout.com. Someone call Ken. We got a new business model.
That would definitely be an interesting sponsor.
All right, so that was a steal of 1. I'm gonna guess, right?
Yes.
All right, steal of 1. The advantage for good curling is that they didn't give up a big end. They still have the hammer.
Yes.
Both teams are playing it really tight too. Not a lot of hits as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
Lots of draws, trying to put stuff in play. This is Danny Padilla.
Yes, Danny Padilla, again, apparently they're all 3-year curlers, so 3 years of curling. Also part of the Tuesday Hats team. And overall, probably
This is lights.
Is he going to owe another penny? Oh, looks like it.
They might be getting. It's crossed the line. They saved
Oh,
it.
I guess they did. I thought they gave up on it a while ago. Nice. So they are from wine country, but this being their possible last game and their team name being Hot Dish, they decided to go with their Hot Dish uniforms, as I'm sure people have seen. And if you have not put the 4 shirts together, you have a nice little recipe for a hot dish if you get all their 4 shirts together. I guess it would be 3 shirts. Zoe may be wearing her hot dish shirt, but it would be covered up with a jacket at the moment.
So this is Jody Katz. This is the 3rd end. People should be finding their weight a little bit more
You would think
readily.
so. But again, if you've only played games right after the scrape where the ice is a certain speed and then you're thrown into this, it can be a mental roadblock to try to make that adjustment. I know when we played at the men's playdowns in Oakland, all of our games had been really fast, and then our last game was the second game after the scrape, and the times were like 0.3 of a difference.
Oh wow.
Yeah, from T-line, so it was really rough.
I'm going to take down the banner so that Ben can take it, so just flag me if anybody's screaming.
So not only am I broadcasting, I'm also helping with social media and on the committee. So talking about Team of Hats.
Yeah,
like,
talking about Tuesday hats, your team wear all the hats.
Well, Katie Feldman's also on our 5 and Under committee, and she deserves a lot of credit for helping to help keep everything organized. Also, huge thank you to Curl Vegas. Everything's been going very smooth. The ice crew's been on top of everything. Even when someone falls out of hat and leaves a little gash on the ice.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm not competing, I'm just coaching, and so from my viewpoint, the entire facility has seemed like it's been really friendly, well run, and put together, so it's great to see.
So this is Jody's second shot. It's hanging out wide.
It's gonna touch the rings though? Yeah. All right, it's a potential counter.
And also by throwing to the wings, it's kind of trickier for especially newer teams to get access to. Normally, you like to be confident to say I can reach any rock anywhere in the house.
Yeah.
But it's tricky sometimes. The further you get from the center, I didn't mean to push it wide.
Yeah.
Or I didn't mean to dump the clockwise intern.
Yeah.
So.
Not sure what they decided on here.
Looks like a draw.
Yeah, it looks like a draw. They're a little nervous on the line and the weight at the moment.
It is the straighter side in terms of
It
the curl.
is. Oh, looks like it's definitely a little light.
I mean, but also
They switched to plan B. It looks like they're playing the Rays now.
And mission accomplished.
Yeah.
It
And it's
squirts
now-
out. Yeah.
It's now counting. So it was a good team shot to make that adjustment on the fly. It's always hard when you're curling to know when you've got to bail on your precious shot that you want to make and go with the plan B.
So it looks like Katz is going to try to clear the guard with Mike Nay's first rock. And it definitely seems like a valid strategy. You want to try to open things up, but you also need rocks in the rings too at some point. And there's always kind of a good debate, like when do you go into the rings and when do you try to keep the front clear and stuff.
Yeah.
One conventional wisdom is that you very rarely go wrong clearing your guard.
True.
Although
They're getting a good raise here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be shot rock, dead buried behind the guard, so really well played shot.
And that may have been the plan all along.
It could have been. Jason's second shot here. I think it was a little narrow on his last one. We'll see how he throws this one. It's better, I think. Still nervous it's a little narrow based off of the urgency of the skip's voice at the moment. Well, they are going to raise it.
A little heavy.
They won't raise it too far.
And the other thing also with sweepers is that you want to make sure you're sweeping in front of the stone. You see that with newer curlers
Yes,
a lot.
100%.
Where it's like, you're sweeping, but the stone's path is like nowhere near where your broom is and
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm not saying that Katz is totally, it was off target, but it's just, you got to think about where the rock is going.
Yes, I agree. I mean, I admit I do that sometimes. When
Oh,
you're
yeah.
following a stone down, you're sweeping hard, and then you realize, like, oh, wait, I'm not really in the path the stone is going. I need to sweep a little better.
And then just say, hey, I'm a skip, I'm not supposed to sweep.
Exactly.
Although I started out as the lead, so I really should make sure I have my sweeping down. Mike Nay's second stone, looking to, I think, clear something out front.
Looks like it. It looks like it's going to get by that high guard.
Looks like it's going to get past. Oh, it does.
Oh, that was
Unlucky.
That was unfortunate. Although the angle there on that outside red, although that red is dead buried, the angle is there that any contact with that red stone gets rid of that counting yellow at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's another fun thing I was talking about the many facets of curling is you're always throwing a single shot, but you've always got to think 3 shots ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I mentioned that, because you rolled over there, but is there any way we can make that happen in the future? Hit that red one, get rid of the yellow.
So this is it Ross's rock?
Yes, this would be Ross's first rock.
Looking to draw around the center guards.
Just squeaked it by.
Yeah, it's a little heavy though.
A little heavy, but it is second shot.
So after good curling had some good cooking going on.
Indeed.
Hot dish is coming along to spoil the meal, as it were. It's great how some of these like poetic references
Indeed.
come out of nowhere. So. As it's Amy Tucker's turn to change the situation, looking to draw in.
Yeah, just follow the vapor trails of that rock. The only tough part about it is that rock from Hot Dish did just squeak by the guard, so this is going to be a line management depending on how she threw it and where the stone's going.
And it's also tricky too because you say, oh, it's the same ice that the other team just took, but
Yeah.
it was really tight to the
Yeah.
guard. And it's curling now.
I think they're by it though. I think she floated that a little bit out of her hand, so I think it's going to make it by. Yeah, looks like it was perfect.
It's going to settle in the back 4 foot, it appears.
But it's shot
Actually,
rock,
top button.
and it's buried, so it's kind of hard to deal with at the moment. So it was a great shot by Good Curling.
Yeah, Amy Tucker tucks it around the
Indeed.
center guards. So great that we can use people's names. Trying to see other names I can use now. There's a Heather, Buckfire, or Buford.
I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name.
From Miracles Happen. No, I'm not making fun of people's names. I don't want to do it. Just, And actually, I work in a news field and stuff, and so they definitely say it's like, don't make fun of people's names and headlines and stuff.
Yeah.
Or don't do puns with headlines. So this would be Ross's second.
Ross is second. I think it's hanging a little wide. I think they were playing the run back.
So this did open things up and really create the opportunity for Good Curling.
I think that was a decent miss by Hot Dish there. It opens up shot stone. It does give Good Curling an opportunity to draw somewhere else in the house and or guard. But the shot stone is now exposed, so Good Curling's got to deal with that exposure somehow.
And yeah, I mean, teams that start out, it's like, let's guard. It's like, you have a chance to score multiple points.
Exactly.
Maybe don't throw up a guard. Especially when you're, surrounded by the opponent's stones.
Yes.
But also the draw is going to be a little tricky too, because that there's a yellow that's about 4 feet out in front of the house to the left, and that might be in kind of a draw path.
That is a valid point.
And you'll see that as it comes up. So there's a chance of it. This is way wide, yeah. And
I don't know if it'll get behind that yellow when it's coming up too. No, it's just really light too.
Yeah.
Okay.
so now, Hot Dish again.
Yeah.
Hot Dish has the country cooking.
It does appear, though, that this red stone is in a spot where it's a little tricky to remove. Those 2 Hot Dish stones, those 2 yellows in the back of the house are good catchers for if you ever hit it on the pole side where the support poles are. If you ever hit the stone on that side, you're going to probably run that red stone into one of those 2.
So ideally you want to hit it on the left outside.
Yes, you want to hit it on the left outside, and if you lose your shooter, it's probably okay. You'd already be sitting 3 in that case, or 2 at least.
So is Ross is vicing?
Yes, Ross is vicing.
You see, most teams that I've seen are doing the conventional order where you don't. Stiff is calling the game and throwing last rocks. It's not uncommon for those to change it up where the stiff feels like, oh, maybe someone else is really good at last rock, so
yeah.
I'll call the game and have someone else throw the 4th rocks. So this is pretty close. They don't want it. It's over curling now. It's close though.
It is.
It's gonna flip. Yep.
Now is this red one, okay, that red one is a potential
second shot. Well, second right now.
Second shot if they get rid of the yellow.
And so actually, for Good Curling, if they hit and roll.
Yeah, they're setting up for potential 3.
Yeah. Although, Hot Dish has 1 more stone to go.
Indeed.
Good Curling has 2. I would think they hit and roll now just to try to, and then force, maybe Hot Dish to draw.
Yeah.
Or maybe draw, so if Good Curling hits and rolls and makes it so it's buried, Hot Dish would probably maybe draw to sit on top of first or second stone.
I think they would be probably forced into a draw at that point. But it all depends on where the stone comes to rest.
You want to think 3 shots ahead, but it all depends on how some of these shots go.
That might be too weird for everybody, but the losers are
But as a skip, you're always anticipating the opponent is going to make their shot, and then you start thinking, at least I start thinking, okay, if they make this shot, what am I going to be left with? So I'm ready to go. But then, depending on how the shot actually ends up, then you make your adjustments from there.
So Michael Katz is getting set. I do have to know the pace of play is still languishing. Because it's the third end and we've been going for almost 50 minutes.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
The loser of this one goes to,
All right. Looks like he's playing the hit.
Just calling
Oh,
Dr.
it's narrow.
Oh, no.
We're on the guard. Gonna do a weird double raise. Okay.
So these games are not timed. But teams were informed they are being asked to play in a timely fashion, and we have sheets on the wall indicating these are ideally the times that you play ends. And if you exceed that by about 2 minutes an end, we reserve the right as ice officials to say, cut it out. So that usually starts off with a verbal warning, and then if it persists, then head ice official will go out and start timing individual shots.
All right.
And the shots have to be finished within 45 seconds, or they pull the rock.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
I like it.
We've done carrots.
Yeah.
But we also wanted to have a stick.
Yeah.
And so that's the potential stick. Because again, the end should be played in 17 minutes. The buffer is 19 minutes, and we're kind of past that.
Yeah.
We're close. I mean, yeah.
It looks like she's just playing a guard here, but I think it's going to be light and over curl anyway. So
that's an out for
yeah, it is
for
definitely
curling.
an out. Looks like they did get it over, but the shot stone is exposed.
And they just probably hit it from the outside. Or
I think the hit on the straight side would be a little easier from my point of view. But
possible jam though.
Possible jam, but there are guards that are in front of Amy Tucker right there that you're bringing into play if you try to play the outside in hit. It's just the issue with the inside out hit that's tough to manage is it does swing quite a bit off the pole side of the sheet. So
although with newer curlers, like controlling your line might be a little more straightforward, no pun intended, down the middle.
100%, I agree.
But again, that's not a lot of ice for.
Yeah. I don't know if we've seen a inside out hit across center line, so we'll see how the stone acts based off of this ice.
I think this is a tough call. Chance for two to tie things up.
Yeah.
Or give up a steal of one.
Okay, he set it pretty straight out of his hand, so it's going to run. It's actually not bad.
Give it a little pump.
I think he's got it.
It might be
it's
on the guard.
Too much of a straight set.
Oh man.
It was a good attempt, though.
Yeah.
I think the line was right if maybe he wasn't as positive with it. But it was a good attempt.
It looks like a steal of one. And yeah, totally agree. And like there were two different ways to attack it.
100%.
And so oftentimes if you have the two different types of shot with the same outcome, you go with whatever you feel more comfortable with. Or
absolutely.
You weigh the risk reward, as it were, because like, I like this angle, but it's like if you miss, you're like tapping into another opponent's stone and giving up 6 or something like that, which is not based on a true story. Well, there's sometimes where like you as a skip, you want to keep the draw path open, and when I started skipping, many years ago, I had a draw. It's like it looks great, but it's like it's kind of carrying. There was like a rock in the back like 8 foot and like in the like near the button.
All right.
And so the rock is coasting. It curls between the two stones. There's no backing. It like keeps going. It's like, how did that happen? So we are in the third end. The fourth end. So I think they've caught up in terms of pace of play because that's 3 ends. So less than 20 minutes in end.
But you do need to still update with that steal of 1.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure they posted it before.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, they have yet.
Yeah. If you're sure it's 1.
Oh, it was a steal of 2.
Oh, see.
I didn't see the 2.
lost both my rides. First Allison and then Heather.
Yeah.
So, good curling is just tapping the hot dish rock into the rings. And this is also kind of, looking at the opening shots, do you put up a guard, do you go in the rings, and then how does the other team respond and stuff?
Yes.
Down 3, it still seems like drawing is not, you don't necessarily need to generate a lot of offense, you just need to get like 1 or 2 here.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, 3 or more, but
yeah.
Just try to get 2 with the hammer. As Danny delivers the second.
He's throwing his first hit of the entire weekend. It looks like it's a little wide. Oh, looks like a flash.
Yep. That podcast I was referring to before, 2 Girls in a Game.
Yes, I've heard of it. I've not heard it myself, like personally.
They're on a bit of a hiatus because they were doing it for like 9 years and stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This podcast sometimes have like a lifespan.
Yeah.
Unless you're Joe Rogan for some reason.
Or I guess it's more of a radio show, but Howard Stern.
Oh yeah. So they sometimes refer to Colton Flash. And so they say like Flash, and they do the music cue from Flash the movie.
Nice.
And the cue are like, Savior of the universe.
Well, that miss gives good curling an opportunity to start just throwing things into the rings and try to set up some points.
I think we're going to try and draw on top of the yellow, and it's looking pretty good. It's light though.
It's a little light. It might end up just being a guard for that yellow.
It's still accessible, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just I think also like there's so much you have to keep track of when you skip, and like you probably can go into it more, but like you wish it was kind of like, okay, I put the broom here, I throw the same speed, it's gonna do this X Y Z.
Yeah.
But like if you move the broom further out, it's a new path.
Yeah.
It's fresh pebble, or
Yeah. Or the other fun thing about it is knowing each player's delivery.
Mm-hmm.
This stone is also going to flash. I didn't hate the call. I think the execution there on both Danny's last and Jason's first were just a little wide on the outside.
But also like an alternative, like I've talked about it before, is like some people feel like they need to throw missiles for takeouts.
True.
And a lot of times you don't.
No, I did tell the team that throw the weight that you feel is appropriate for the shot. You don't always have to, like you're saying, you don't always have to throw the missile. That particular shot, I think, again, was just too much outside, especially on the straighter side. On that straighter side with up weight, you don't get any curl. And also, if it sounds like I'm being a little harsh to my poor team, Hot Dish, I was given permission to be brutally honest with them on here. So, as we are listening to this later this evening, that is my out.
So, trying to take out again. This is more weight. It's
going to make it by the guard. It's looking pretty good.
Sweep now a little bit for a little bit of a roll.
Okay.
It overcurled just a smidge.
But is it? Oh, I think it's third shot. I think it just
the roller, the shooter.
Yeah, the shooter.
Yep.
Really good attempt though.
I mean, it also moves the shot stone to second position. So, if I were scoring this out of 0 to 4, it'd probably be a 3 at least.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely improves the situation, even though it wasn't perfectly made.
Yeah. All right. This is our third attempt at this shot.
And this is the second stone coming from
Jason.
Jason, yes.
All right. His line looks okay here.
He's wearing a hat, by the way.
He is. Any contact on the stone probably makes it go away.
There's a jam possibility in the back.
True.
But it's not going to happen.
Oh, those are okay. They did squeak out. The misses or the hits you hate against you are the ones where they take it out and then they end up being a little biter on the outside. But that was objective made. They got rid of the guard. Now it's an open draw. Maybe the freeze attempt. We'll see what they want to call.
Oh, it also draws play to the back of the house, which makes it trickier for a team trying to generate offense.
Indeed.
Going back to when I started skipping story, when I started skipping, there was one game where I drew on top of the opponent's stone. It's like, that's great. Other team followed me down. It's like, well, I'm going to follow them down. And like back and forth. And felt like you had like a chain of 6 rocks in a row. I was like,
hey, if you can make 6 rocks in a row freezes, that's good curling. Freezes are one of the hardest shots in the game.
Or it's arena ice and say just follow.
Yeah, that's true.
If you find a path that works, you stick with it sometimes. So that was not the end that we were paying attention to.
They did get the freeze to the inside of it. They are sitting shot rock.
1 and 3.
As an FYI, I will be taking a brief pause at the end of this end as I owe my team a 4th end break chat.
Just bring the mic with you.
I don't know if the range is good enough for that.
It says up to like 400 feet or something like that. And it beams through the glass okay, so.
Think about it.
Maybe let them know. And if they say heck no, or they start swearing profanely, maybe we'll cut it off. It's kind of funny sometimes. Like some people come off the ice, especially when there's a 5-minute break. It's like, you want an interview? It's like, sure. You know,
yeah.
What are you seeing out there? You know?
I did like when you did that with Trevor.
Yeah.
At one of the playdowns.
And Ken came out too. So.
Okay. Now this is a great draw. Okay, it's a decent spot. I mean, they do have the hit off of that.
I see a double.
I mean, the double's always there. It's at this level. Can you play it? I will say, especially men's playdowns against some of those dedicated teams, they would play and probably execute the double.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, you don't need to be on the mic. I can do a score update while you're talking to your team. Trying to keep an eye on some of the A qualifiers.
Yeah, that's true.
As you see, Amy Tucker. Mike Katz is wearing a helmet, by the way. Head protection is always important.
Yeah, I think both Mike and Jody are wearing helmets.
Yeah. And looking for a hit.
Looks like it's going to hit it and probably flop a little bit to the outside. Yep, that's a great shot.
Yep. Amy Tucker.
Yeah. We're playing the freeze here.
So we're talking about, I wasn't talking with you, but I know one of the A qualifiers is a complete sheet show against a team that's already qualified.
Okay.
And so
I've heard that the qualifiers are a little interesting. I don't really know.
So if you've already qualified, you can still play other qualifiers. It's just if you win a second qualifier, the berth doesn't stay with the event. It becomes like an at-large qualifying bid.
Yeah.
And so it goes to the bonspiel. The next bonspiel had the most number of entries.
Okay.
And so we're not a big bonspiel. We're a decent sized bonspiel, but we're not the biggest bonspiel. Ooh.
Oh, just flashed.
And that could have been a lot worse.
It could have been.
Yeah.
All right, so it's now setting up for Team Good Curling to score a good multiple end here.
What about splitting the rings at this point?
Splitting the rings by Vice's stones is where you want to consider splitting the rings.
Okay. Because they're sitting 2. They got 2 in the bank right now. And
Exactly.
if they try to draw to the other side, Hot Dish might still try to go to that left side because that's where the most points are right now.
Yeah.
But also, if the other side is Straw Rock, probably maybe take that on.
But they are drawing to a guard. Or are they going to be top 8? Top 4. T.
Top back 8. How? Through.
Oh, she's got to sweep and make sure it's not counting. Okay.
Wow.
All right, do we have one more Ross shot? No, it is now down to the skip stones.
Trying to think about, you were talking about skippers scoring 3. You know, the joke is, or the phrase that skippers do is for, you know, scoring 2 out of by yourself as skip. But it's like skipper's truce. You don't want to call it like a skipper's thruple or anything like that, because that's totally not the right phrase.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Hot Dish is electing for the freeze.
So how did you come to be a coach on this team?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah. I play disc golf on the side with Danny every now and then just broom stacking with Zoe and Danny on Tuesday nights and Ross. And then, yeah, they're like, oh, you want to coach? And I was like, oh.
that level of commitment.
Yeah, pretty much.
And enthusiasm, I guess.
But one of the reasons they also convinced me is I have a friend that lives about 10 minutes from here. So from college, so I can go visit them as well while I'm down here.
So looking for freeze. This side does curl. I mean, we say it's straighter, but you still see 3 to 4 feet of curl.
The line's looking okay. It's just all about the depth now, and that's the danger.
Oh, especially when it finishes hard like that.
Yeah, just a little light. All right, so yeah, 3 is still wholly in the picture at the moment.
Or skipper's quad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're playing about 18 minutes and ends, which is still below the danger line. It's both of them. I think, yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, to be like, you might chime in, but I think good curling might be taking a little bit longer with their shot selection, but there's some lollygagging on both sides.
Yeah, there is a little bit. I know Hot Dish took a little bit of time on that last shot. Yeah, like this should be a pretty quick automatic split the house situation.
But also you have Tucker, who I think might have a little bit more competitive experience than Katz, maybe talking about what her insight might be, but
this is a good valid point.
Yeah, but they're looking to draw to that side again.
Yeah.
And again, also with newer curlers or less experienced curlers, you and I might be saying, it's like, why don't you just split the rings? You kind of have to let them.
No, it's 100%. Yeah.
These shots
again, they've been playing this line, this draw, this weight. They know what it does. So
yeah,
you stack another one in there and hope for a miss from your opponent, and it is a 5 and under, so your chances of a miss are higher.
Yeah. So this is Michael Katz, ready for his first. Michael and Jody have been curling for about 2 years, I want to say. And going for that draw to the wing next to the boards. And even if it's a guard, that's not, there's, I would say light's the miss almost.
Yeah. It is over curling, and that yellow is coming up.
That's the wrong way to miss.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to
crash on the
guard instead. Okay.
Ooh, okay. So, I was saying, like, this weekend it's been pretty good. I haven't done the kind of like, what are you thinking, in terms of the shot call and stuff.
Yeah.
This is almost as close as I've gotten.
But I think that's also partly just we're both invested in these teams, as we both have ties to these players.
Somewhat. I mean, I know that the Casters are Mike are developing curlers and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I've played against them off and on.
Yeah.
See them at the facility, but it's like there's a lot of oval teams that here this weekend too. And so.
True.
I can't play favorites.
That's true. You are an unbiased announcer.
I do my best.
And it is appreciated.
Do my best. Last start coming from Zoe.
Playing the freeze again.
Cannabis?
Cannabis. She did set this a little bit, but I don't know what her weight's like. But with that, I'm going to go start heading out there. So
all right.
I'll be right back.
Terrific. Thanks for Dan. You can leave it on. You don't have to take it with you. All right. See you in a bit. So not a freeze. It settles in on the edge of the 4 foot. So good curling needs to make a play on it. That shot stone, and a nose hit would do it. They don't want it to hit inside that yellow and knock it into any of the counting reds on the left side. As Michael gets set. Michael and Jody are mixed doubles aficionados. They've gone to at least a couple mixed doubles events. And so it's interesting to see, sometimes how the discipline of mixed doubles affects how people play the four-person game. As Michael's last rock is away, needs to make sure it stays on line. It's going to be close. Sweep hard. It's going to be looks pretty close to being on the money. And it is. It pops it out. That's good for 3 to get back into this game. So, good response from Good Curling to get back into this game. It's currently 4-3 hot dish over Good Curling as there's as you can see, Dan kind of talking with his team on the ice. Definitely thank you to Dan, Stephanie for helping with some of the commentary this afternoon. And the sun's done down. Is it MoPac after dark? Is it MoPac after dark? Yes, it's MoPac after dark, guys. As Jody gets set. Just want to let everyone know that the coverage of the 5 Under tournament as part of the doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships are brought to you by doubletakeout.com, offering a ranking of the top men's and women's curling teams from around the world, doubletakeout.com, and by curling.gg. For stips and curlers who love a good game, curling.gg is your ultimate practice tool. And by Endgame Curling, manufacturers of the travel handle designed for curlers in mind, devised into 3 parts of carbon fiber and fits most carry-on luggage. endgamecurling.com. So rocks in play. We're underway here in this 5th ends. And we're talking about time play, but there's also a time limit where we will ring the bell after 95 minutes of play. And this rock is a bit heavy, goes through the rings from Good Curling. Oh, it was a hit, apologies. So we'll ring the bell after 95 minutes, and at that point, teams will finish the end they're playing. And if they choose or need to, we'll play one more end of regulation. However, no end will start after the 2-hour mark. So that's another lollygag rule that we have in place. A lollygag order, let's say. So while these rocks are in play, let's keep you updated on the other games in progress on the ice. We have 2 A games, championship bracket games, and then 2 third bracket games. That was a good draw there from Jody Katz. Let's go over the A games first. On sheet A, we have complete sheet show of oval curling, defending champions facing off against Team Knee from San Francisco Bay Area, Pittsburgh. And to this point, it was all complete sheet show, up 8-1 through 4, and Knee is one of the teams that has already qualified, so that might affect kind of how they're choosing to play this game. And this rock is a little heavy. It's going to flash and go through the rings. The other A qualifier is on sheet B, where we have Team Rice of Coyotes facing Team Kunkel of Coyotes and OC Curling. Kind of back and forth. Currently it's Team Kunkel up 4-3. Then we have the third bracket qualifiers. We have our feature game, as you saw. We have Hot Dish up 4-3 over Good Curling. Saw like a little balance shot. Kind of a catch your balance maneuver from Mike Ney. Hope he's okay. he's putting another rock into the rings. Might set up a possible double. And that's also another reason why you try to maybe draw to the other side of the rings and so you don't set up a double.
True.
Because they're not very buried, but if they split the rings and like put on the tee line on the other side, then
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So just thinking over the strategy, and then the other third bracket game is on sheet D. We have Skip It from Silicon Valley taking on Team Sweeping It Real, also Silicon Valley, and that score is currently 3-2 in favor of Skip It. All those games are currently streaming on the Curl Vegas YouTube channel, but please stay tuned to our feature game.
This is a much more fun game to watch.
And all these games are close except for the one game that is more probably just the exercise.
Yeah.
So they made a hit. Hot Dish made a hit and rolled. It looks like, and so it didn't make the double, but it cleared some of the traffic. And we have some commentary. Is it still Steve?
Yeah, we got Steve. We got a couple wine country folk out in the chat there right now.
Oh, cool! I'm glad people are tuning in.
Yeah.
The sun went down, so it's officially MoPac after dark.
Oh, it is indeed. Indeed, after dark.
Get out the noisemakers. So this is Mike Nay's second. The broom placement for cats is interesting because there's nothing to hit out there.
True.
So I think it's going for a draw, but if you're going for a draw, you don't want to be out that up that high.
Yeah. Oh, he was playing the hit. Didn't see the Yellowstone over there.
Yeah, that was the roll. I want to kind of get it a little deeper, so not to set up another double.
Yeah, double is still there though.
Yeah.
We'll see if who's throwing the stone. Jason. If Jason's throwing the stone, he's gonna want to throw upward.
Looks like they were considering for attacking from the other side. So if you don't mind my asking, what did you tell your team during the break?
I basically just told them that they've been playing great. Overall, they have been. Just that last end, I disagreed with one of their shot calls and told them which one it was and what the outcome was because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
gets one. Brushes past the second one.
Sets up a double opportunity.
It's a thin double.
I'd say it's more. Yeah. I can't quite tell the depth difference on the stones, but
yeah, that's true. It's also for Amy Tucker to take on. He switched broom positions, looking to.
We're coming on the straight first side.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think maybe looking for board to control weight, maybe.
She did just set that in a little bit out of her hand. We'll see how that influences its line.
It's curling now.
Now it's going to hit the one on the button.
Yeah, that's why. Especially based on the handle. Oh, yeah. Okay. And it spun back.
Yeah. Double's still there. Or the little tap back. We'll see what they want to do.
I'm ready for dinner. The restaurant is 500 yards away.
Are we going to the
Yes.
restaurant? Okay.
Yeah, there's not enough space for the banquet here. So, but it's nice that there's a couple restaurants around the corner that could accommodate us.
Yeah. Right. I see they're trying to play the run back, but I don't know if I like the ice. If anything, it's a little narrow. Yeah, it looks like Ross throws his arms up apparently when he does not like where the shot's going. Okay.
Not a bad outcome.
Not a bad outcome.
It helps me hit save. So this is Tucker's second shot.
the other hit. No, this is rough.
Not bad.
Yeah, not a bad freeze attempt at all.
Taps it back slightly.
That's almost impossible to get rid of.
So much multitasking. I have my phone, a laptop, and an iPad out right now. I was also thinking about how many screens we have in ours.
Yeah.
Because when we were growing up,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, there was like one or two.
Yeah.
TV and a computer screen, and
Yeah.
now screens everywhere.
Alright, so we're looking for a hack weight, I guess, hit on that shot stone. Not 100% sure what they're trying to accomplish with it. It's
gonna
still
make-
floating. They gotta go with a plan B here and try to at least get that one that's in the back four.
Looks like that was made. So Hot Dish has the hammer this end, and I guess also it's important to think about who has the hammer and who doesn't.
Indeed, yes.
Because also for the first 4 ends, it was
Yeah.
good curling.
Yeah, this is the first end Hot Dish has actually had the hammer, so it'll be interesting to see how the dynamics, are playing out here. That shot by Amy really did put the pressure on Hot Dish.
And they could mini split the rings and just draw
Yeah.
to the yellow on the left,
Yeah.
even tapping it back slightly. Be level so that the double is super hard, if not impossible to make.
Yeah.
And then really kind of force Hot Dish to a single or
This is
a
true.
tricky shot for 2.
Yeah. At this point, right now, they are kind of looking at a single, unless that red one moves. And it looks like Michael's gonna essentially play the hit. I don't know if he's trying to hit and roll or hit and stick.
So it's handshakes on sheet A, and keeping the dream of a MoPac qualifier to the 500 National Championship. Team Complete Sheet Show is advancing to the championship game tomorrow to face the winner of the game on sheet B. Yeah, shots away. We got distracted slightly. I apologize. This is over curling.
It looked like it almost picked.
This could actually do Hot Dish's work for them.
It kind of did almost. We are into Zoe's first or Zoe's second?
It would be her first.
Okay.
Because Michael Cash just threw his first.
Yeah. It is tricky though with that shot stone being behind the tee. If you get down to it itself, there might still be enough room for Mike to freeze on top of that again without removing of anything.
Well, I was thinking there's so many different ways to approach this, and again, not second guessing people's shots.
Yeah.
But they could have drawn on top of the
Yeah.
rock in the back forefoot and really narrow the access to the button.
Yeah.
Or they could have drawn to the left wing. Just
True.
anything to not have the rock go to where you were sitting second shot.
I think honestly that rock just over curled.
Yeah.
It looked like it took a turn partway down the sheet. I don't know if that was a natural or a pick of some sort.
So this is Zoe's first. The sweepers are on it, really, really pushing to get it to go down the ice. And also working to hold the line. It looks like they're going to try and pick out the red that was in the back.
They wanted a little hack weight hit, so.
Yeah, it wasn't Hackway.
No.
That was
But
close though.
It does the job.
But now there's also a pocket
Yeah.
for good curling to
Yeah.
draw into.
Agreed.
And to take away most of the advantage.
Yeah.
If they make the shot, which is, nothing, one of the things about 5U is that nothing is automatic.
Yeah.
Or hardly anything is automatic.
I agree. The only benefit of hitting that, with a little bit more weight and getting rid of that back red one is if for some reason Michael was heavy enough that he did the same where that yellow now moves back, then the hit on the red again is there. So again, thinking 3 shots ahead. If he dead freezes, then yeah, your end is kind of squandered. But That was the only way to essentially open up the possibility of maybe more than one. This is a huge little mitt there, though, so it's going to be a little difficult to not be in it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, the awful miss is like hitting the side of a stone and then rolling across these stones.
Yeah.
And then you should also tell which teams are from arena ice because they always have their arm to indicate which way the handle should be pointing towards and stuff.
Yeah, that is true.
Just dedicated ice teams, like, we just know which way the rocks are supposed to go.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
It's looking pretty good, though.
Just to draw into the pile, it looks like they made the right call here.
It looks like it's in there.
It's over curling a little bit. It's light.
We got one more stone. It looks like Hot Dish is sitting one. Yeah, it looks like they're only one, maybe two. I don't know if this fat guy on the backside of the button is deeper or not than the red stone up on the shoelaces.
Crates curling shoes.
Yeah.
We need crates curling circles. So just draw into the pile and
basically, you just want to make sure you're there. The miss is definitely, the preferred miss is a little heavy, and then playing off that one that's not counting on the edge of the 4-foot, or coming down to the nose of your yellow one to make sure your second shot. The bad miss is for sure being light here, because that obviously accomplishes nothing.
or over curling and promoting the red.
Yes, yeah.
So last rod, the hammer coming from Zoe of Hot Dish. We got some condensed melt right here.
The weight looked like it was good. I don't know.
Line's good too,
Yeah.
because as you said, light's the miss.
Gotta get it there, though.
It's looking pretty good. Good for 2 or 3, it looks like.
It's good for at least 2.
Yeah.
I would definitely get ready there. Our official there is deciding on if she needs to go out there to possibly start measuring some stuff.
Oh, they were moving those rods in a very interesting way.
Yeah, a very precarious way.
Because also, if you dislodge a stone,
Yeah,
the other
instantly
team
is it's instantly basically out of play.
And someone tried to measure using the outside of a stone before.
Oh, wow.
Because the rods were too close, and they dislodged the rod. And it was the first time we had done it. It dislodged their stone. It's like, what do we do here? It's like, well, we can't put it back and measure it. It's not going to work. And it's like, we didn't know at the time it was the non-offending team to decide what happened.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that brought us down with the point and stuff. Because also, if the team, if
Yeah, and I can imagine the non-offending team is not going to want your shot to be counted.
So we're going to do the laser measure out, the second most exciting measure in all of sport. Hold onto your FIFA foam, folks. I love FIFA foam. I just want to carry it on me, just ready to draw a line anywhere. It's like kick right here, whistle, blow the whistle.
That would be fun.
It'd be a fun TikTok video, like people who do the try to make a free throw.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
bring out the FIFA foam and just like and then watch people like look at you like, what the heck are you doing? So they're measuring for, I would think,
Looks like
second and third.
Yeah. Looks like there's a couple stones here though that are possible.
Now, have you watched lawn bowling or bowls?
I have.
How they measure is really, really interesting. It's not the most exciting measure in all the sport. And it was outwardly 4?
4. Okay.
Wow.
I thought for sure that red guy on the laces was out counting those 2, but that's a big end.
Wow, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
So some quality time here.
So there's upsides and downsides of my poor team here winning. Of course, I want them to win and be in that final tomorrow, but I am driving home tomorrow, and it is a 10-hour drive, so leaving at 1 o'clock gets me home around midnight.
But also, you get to drive on California freeways. It's like, where's the traffic? Or there's
Highway 99 and 5 can actually be pretty busy.
semi-city sometimes.
Yeah.
So
at least it's not a holiday weekend of any sort, so
you're into
there's that aspect.
You're into the ring sitting on the button. It's a holiday somewhere.
This is true.
There's a diecast convention at the Las Vegas Convention Center for diecast figures.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, I heard it was hard to fill slots. I don't know anything about the diecast process. But I just know they're obviously casting something in dies.
True.
Or I can hear it can be real dicey sometimes. I'm here all week. Actually, I'm here until tomorrow, thankfully. So they're going to ring the bell. Ooh. We start at 4:30. We start at 4:30?
Yes. 4:30 was the official start time.
All
Whether
right.
or not the teams actually started right at 4:30, questionable.
So we're going to get the bell in 2 minutes. So these are going to be the next end and a half.
Okay.
For
So 2 more ends left for
Yeah.
our feature sheets.
Yeah.
Assuming something drastic doesn't happen and they shave early.
and then dinner starts at 6:30 because maybe I lowballed the time here.
Okay.
Or just say dinner is served and encourage people to leave the ice. I had to pack up my camera gear too, so
Oh, all right.
there better be food left, is what I'm saying.
Pack up your camera gear just so it doesn't get cold overnight.
Partly that, also it's it's an investment, so I don't want
That's fair.
to keep eyes on it. It's consumer level equipment, but it adds up. So.
Oh yeah, 100%. Cameras are not cheap, especially good high quality ones.
And yeah, these are it's a consumer camcorder, but it was a Sony 1080p camcorder that had optical zoom, which is what I wanted to make sure we zoomed in.
Yes.
As opposed to like digital zoom, especially on a camcorder.
Oh, definitely.
That blur, that might be a stone or it might be a hat on the eye. It's hard to tell.
Second attempt at the freeze, I think, here. It's going to be a little heavy. Oh, maybe they're just playing the run back.
I think they wanted to tap, yeah. So I guess I should let you guys know who the sponsor is of this end. Sometimes I get so distracted. You get caught up in the game, the commentary, the pageantry of the game, the majesty.
Indeed.
Like the running of bulls, or the people who do the tomato fight. Did I do endgame? I did endgame. All right, let's do endgame. I feel like a radio talk show host. Say, oh, we gotta do a sponsor. Who's up next? Oh, it's Snapple. I do appreciate our sponsors. I definitely do want to make sure we mention them. There's the bell.
Yeah, there we go. There's the bell. Although it's not a cowbell, which I'm not sure I'm 100% agreeable with.
Well, it could also be a double takeout. That's the thing you gotta be careful about.
Yeah. I thought double takeout doesn't work after we're into playoffs.
Today's the day. Like after today,
All right.
it's come
so
off.
it's still in play even though we've got final games.
Yeah. Because also we're doing bracket play, so every game
Yeah.
is almost like a playoff game.
That's true. That's valid points.
So this end is being brought to you by Endgame Curling, manufacturers of the Endgame Origin and the Endgame Icon brooms, elevating the standard for high-performance brooms. The Endgame Icon features a 7.5-inch head to concentrate your swooping energy and increase your directional swooping effect, while the Endgame Origin features a 9-inch head to cover more ice surface, transfer maximum energy, and carry stones further. EndgameCurling.com. Also, my broom is going to be just a block, like a cinder block of concrete. It's like, you're damaging the eyes. It's like, you can't prove it. It's like there's chunks of concrete in the drop path. That was a good hit.
Yeah, nice little hit there.
Hot Dish just piling it up, man.
Almost over curled, but that was good. They are sitting 4 in the house, so yes, they are kind of piling it up. Good curling's got to do a little bit of cleanup here, kind of open up that 4 foot for their later stones to possibly get to be a counter.
Well, they have an end and a half to try to get something happening.
Yes.
As Mike Ney is getting sets. They basically need to score 2 or 3 here if they can, and then try to score 2 or 3 to tie.
Yeah.
It's not entirely out of reach, but
It's like, as I mentioned earlier, at a 5 and under tournament, the big ends are very often. So, all right, they got one of the stones off the forefoot. They did lose their shooter, which isn't ideal, but you know, things do look better. Always look at the positives. Things are better.
Is that top 12?
just something we would expect for custom tile and stone installation. I'm sure Truro Vegas appreciates their sponsors too.
That's true. We would not have this fantastic facility without their sponsors as well.
As the next draft is coming from the third for
Hot Dish, which would be Ross Macy.
So what does he do when he's not running a department store empire?
Teaches. He is a teacher. And also is a trivia game host.
Oh, we were thinking about maybe doing trivia after the banquet.
Oh, nice.
And it's like, oh yeah, I think Katie said, oh, I know someone, but it's like, oh, he's going to be playing and stuff, so probably wouldn't be able to have time to do a trivia host. We also thought about, someone wanted karaoke, and that person was me. Some other people were in favor of karaoke, but some people, it's like, no, I don't want to sing. It's like,
yeah, I'm not. I personally would not like it, but I know there are a lot of people that probably would.
And sometimes we're at places where we can keep playing and have the social activity happen off the ice.
Okay.
Yeah, like in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because also
that's
Seattle,
a nice big huge warm room up there.
Yeah. Amy Tucker's first. Looking to, I think I would try and draw into the pile.
I think we're still just trying to jostle some stuff around.
Looking pretty good, actually.
Looks like we're on the guard, though. No, just squeaked by the guard. Okay.
A little soft weight.
A little soft weight jostle. Things are a little better that way.
Are you an insurance adjuster? Just a little soft jostle. Things are better that way.
Exactly. All right, playing the same hit, looks like.
And it's not the last end of the game, but if you just try, reduce
yes
potential opponent stones, or opponent stones that can potentially count.
Exactly. I will say I felt like the ice on that call was a little light based off of this particular.
That's on the draw.
Yeah.
So, where would you put another red rock? I think you got to draw in at this point. I would almost draw in, maybe sit on top of the yellow, to the left of the button if you can. Tap it back so you have a little bit of backing. Hot Dish could probably throw some heat at it, but probably wouldn't get both of them moving.
Basically, yeah, I think drawing in on the left-hand side of that red, because if you can draw in where you can bury a little bit of your redstone on that top guard, you're making the double a little harder for Hot Dish to make while keeping your stones in play.
Amy Tucker with her last here in the sixth end. So pace of play, they got faster.
They did. I mean, they were approached by an official to speed up things a little bit, and I did sternly tell my team to play a little quicker as well during that fourth end break.
Well, also I think one of the officials threw those exploding dots at people. There's little wrapped gunpowder or whatever, and you throw them and they pop. Throw them on the ground and they pop. It's faster. Ice techs hate this one trick.
Yeah, they sure would.
Why was he murdered so brutally? Well, he brought one of those little exploding dots to.
Exactly.
an ice house.
All right, looks like they're going to try the same shot.
Yeah, that last shot from Amy was a little light.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy with the line either.
No. But Zoe here, I think, is going to play that same shot that Ross tried. Ross was a little narrow on his broom, so we'll see how this one ends up. I don't think there's a lot of damage you can do with hitting the guards on the right side that you can see right now, but we'll see.
The other thing is that sometimes you have so many of your own rocks in place. Like, oh, like what happens if you jostle them around a little bit?
Yeah.
It's like you created a huge opening.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this was a difference of release style here, but it looks like, no, it's going hard now.
Smacks the red onto the yellow.
Yep, opens up that scoring zone.
So now with 2 shots to go for Michael and 1 shot for Zoe. Where would you put Michael's next rock? I would think, maybe side of the 4 foots, maybe top 4 foot. You don't want to create a pocket for hot dish to draw into. If you're good curling, of course.
Yeah. If you're dead frozen on your red one, it's going to be hard to remove things. I don't know how close to the button they are.
Everything's behind the button.
Yeah.
Which is a concern, I think.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because if you put it like top button or top 4.
Yeah,
top
I wouldn't
button.
mind, honestly. Edge of the button, top 4-ish, kind of a stone behind those top 2 staggered guards.
Yeah.
Because that way, hot dish can't pick it out without jamming.
But then the
yellow.
downside though is that they could, hot dish. I say downside for for dirt curling is that hot dish can draw and sit on top of the red shot
True.
stone.
Yeah.
So you can't cover everything. You
Exactly.
can't protect everything. But I think like top 4 might be the best bet because then hot dish would try to either draw or to peel.
Yes.
And then you would either have an opening for a draw for 2 or maybe 3 if there's a miss or something.
I agree. But this end right now is setting up for a possible 2. It all depends on how the last 2 shots go.
This is Michael Katz with his first 2 stones with a hammer. Jody and Mike are walking down the ice. Mike Ney.
Looks like it's a little wide. Let's see if it starts coming over. Still hanging.
It's just
I mean, the raise on the outside
B,
of that other
yeah.
one, plan B, isn't bad.
That's too wide.
Too wide.
So now they're just going to draw and park right on top.
Basically.
Yeah.
But you always want to err on being on the heavy side. Because you've got your one that's over, behind those staggered guards, but on the edge of the 4 foot.
Yeah.
So you essentially in these types of shots just want to make sure that you're making it down to those.
You have house money though.
You
do.
do.
So you could even put up a guard.
Yeah, you do. You can.
And just like
and
say,
give them the 1.
Exactly. I mean, or like you have a very tricky angle raise to get 2 maybe.
Yes.
Because you can't block everything. But yeah, if you're a little heavy and drawing to the pile and just
Indeed.
be shot. That seems to be the shot or the call. I was gonna say, is your phone case duct tape?
No, my phone case. I tell people the ripped jeans. With the knees that are ripped up. The kind of like the stylish jeans. Well, this is the stylish phone case. I've got my little cloth thing that's half hanging off of it. Just well used case.
So this is gonna be light.
Yeah, it's really light. It needs to curl also quite a bit.
It's coming back now.
It is. They need to get it to at least center line. All right.
So
okay, good guard.
They're not hearing what we're saying, but it's like we talked about the possibilities.
Yeah.
Like a guard was still not a bad way to miss.
The tap up is still there though, so they still have the possibility at 2.
And also, he was just down that path.
Yeah.
If he wanted to or not, he was just down that path. So I think our timely play system is working. Just I don't know how you feel, and I don't know how your players might feel, but just like we had like these are the rules, and then like the first is a verbal warning, and then
Yes.
if it continues, we're going to start timing and then pulling rocks if you keep it up. So
Yep.
and I think hopefully it was handled in a positive fashion.
Yeah.
We can't say, hey dummy, speed up. Which is kind of maybe the problem before. Where it's
Yeah.
So last round for Michael Katz, looking to tap the red.
Into the house. I mean, he's got a lot of catchers, so as long as he makes some sort of outside contact with it.
Just wait, maybe it looks just a little smidge light.
Yeah.
And it's hanging out again.
Yeah.
And so it's going to go past the
Are they going to
guard.
get the 2 on the outside? Nope.
No.
Okay.
So just a slight miss there.
All right, they got their 1, I believe.
One more coming home. Yep.
Yes, they got 1.
That digital scoreboard's pretty nice.
Yeah.
We gotta go quick to finish.
Of course, it's hard to have digital scoreboards at arena ice.
Yeah. I always thought it'd be fun to have some sort of. Except you got to deal with battery packs at that point. But having a scoreboard that's not digital, but that has some sort of system where when you hang scores, it's transmitted wirelessly to some sort of.
Yeah, you could probably do
System.
it not too bad with like some magnets and
Yeah.
like a Raspberry Pi
Yeah,
system
exactly.
or something like that with the Wi-Fi antenna. So last end here, as we talked about scoreboards, I think there should be a holographic scoreboard using like fog.
I agree.
Have fog machines on the ice
Absolutely.
all the time.
Absolutely.
Have it like beam scores. Have giant numbers in the background. So.
All right, so up. What are we at? 4. We're up 4 with hammer.
What do you mean we, Timo Saw? No, I'm joking.
Sorry, Hot Dish is up 4. The one's
You're the
throwing.
coach of Hot Dish. So.
Yeah, the one's throwing is what I meant by we technically, but
It's hard to just to try to use like neutral language and
yeah,
stuff.
I agree.
But also like say neutral, but also supportive at the same
Yes.
time. Going for the hits, the shooter's going to roll into the house. There's another question: is what does good curling do? Because they need rocks in play.
So
And so-
essentially, with this, you need some guards.
He's going to draw in.
Yeah, if you're trying to steal, you need as many guards as you basically can.
And you can't afford to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're down 5, you can't put up 5 guards.
This is true. They're only down 4 though, so
That's true. But also at some point every rock has to count too. As you see Jody's second stone head down the way. Looking a little light. So they might get a guard even if it wasn't called for.
Yeah, not the guard you're looking for though.
No.
So we had a comment in the chat, and I kind of agree. These are nice digital scoreboards, but at the moment they're not tied to anything on the back end, and it would be really awesome if you could tie these to Bondspieler, so automatically updated Bondspieler with some sort of API. But it's possible. Future enhancements. Who knows what's capable with these?
Well, and Bondspieler doesn't have an API right now.
Fair.
Let's get the DOGE on it. And that's my political joke of the day, folks. I try not to keep it. I try not. I mean, curling is such a fun sport. Sometimes politics does get into it. But
Yeah.
I try to keep it light. Just
Also, this is true. We should have some sort of show person go out and change the scores, kind of like
Vanna White or something.
yeah, like a Vanna White type person.
We're already complaining about slow pace of play. So why did it take 5 minutes to change the score? We had to make a pageant of it.
Earlier, we did have a comment that pageantry is what curling's all about. So,
Yes. The majesty
yep.
of rocks sailing down the ice. Mike Nay's first ruck here for good curling. Need rocks in play, need guards. This is going to be a guard, so.
Yeah. Again, though,
Not another-
guarding hot dish isn't necessarily what you're looking for. Basically want something on the center line that you can get behind before they do.
Well, they need 5, so they're supposed to need to find
Yeah.
places to hide anything.
This is
anywhere.
true. This is true.
So next up for hot dish, this is who's this again?
This is Jason.
Jason. Okay. Tuesday hats.
No, he is the one person that is not on Tuesday hats.
He's wearing a hat. Maybe he's part of Saturday hats.
He was part of Tuesday hats, but he now lives and works in Southern California.
Okay.
So
I'll allow it. So drawing around, yeah. So that guard ended up helping up hot dish doubly so.
a little bit, yeah. But Jason's got to be kicking himself because those who have played against him or with him know that his favorite and only weight he likes to throw is peel. So throwing a top 8 weight, it's gotta kill him inside a little bit.
Well, especially on dedicated ice when the ice is moving fast.
Exactly,
Too.
and straight.
So looking to smack one of these yellows. It looks a little tight.
It's gonna touch it, but it's not gonna get anything out of play.
So every rock needs to count now.
Okay, that's
Right?
a
Because
tall order. But
Mike's
yeah.
last rock.
Yeah.
So we're down to 4 stones for good curling. And 4 stones for hot dish, but hot dish doesn't need 4 stones.
True.
The other thing that came up is that kind of knowing when to shake hands and stuff. And I'm not saying they should have shaken hands.
Yeah,
at
not
this
yet.
point.
Once you're eliminated mathematically, yes, you should shake hands. I know in our morning game we were, down 11-3 or something like that after 5 ends, and at that point it was with maybe 2 ends to play. There wasn't a way we were going to make up the score against the team we were playing, so we did make the strategic move to shake hands and save ourselves for this later draw.
And sometimes people just want to play the string out. I think
Yeah.
were we
Yeah.
talking about that last game?
I don't know if it was last game or this game, but yeah, some
Yeah.
people, when you don't get to play on dedicated ice very often, you do try to play as much as you can. And it's kind of honestly up to team agreement, as long as you're not mathematically eliminated, that if both teams are okay with playing, keep playing.
So every ruck needs to count. Amy Tucker getting set for her first. The winner will advance to the 3rd event final. Right?
Yes.
They don't know the opponent yet, as that game is still in action. That's a pretty close game happening on sheet D.
It is. All right, there. Yeah. Playing the freeze, maybe?
Yeah. That's a pretty good call.
Pretty good freeze.
Little tap, provide
Yeah.
some backing.
Yeah.
We might have some bonus coverage. So I'm going to get my my second screen device. There's so many screens. But, I can bring in one of the curl data streams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So maybe comment on that. Maybe.
Depending on how things go, yeah.
Yeah. It looks like we're going to skip stones on sheet D, so might not be able to cover that. As we see the last stone coming for the 3rd.
Yeah.
Is this I can't remember names. Whose rock was this?
This was Ross's.
Ross Macy,
Yeah, Ross
the
Macy.
teacher.
Yeah.
The department store.
Yeah.
Heir. Not an heiress.
That ends up being a flash.
Ooh.
On the curl side. I think that curl side's been giving him a little bit of fits because the other way is a little straighter, so they just probably are grooming a little too tight.
Well, we
for
also
those
talked
hits.
about. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So the brooming a little tight. Also, how much spin or rotation you put on the rock.
Yes.
Because I was talking about that with another team during the broom stacking, where it's like, oh, it doesn't make a difference. It makes a huge difference.
Oh, it does. That was a talking point we had after our first game. We were seeing a lot of curl, and arena curlers are notorious for having light handle, but that's because our ice is often a lot straighter. We don't get a lot of curl, and so one way to get a little extra curl is to have a softer release because the stone will grab a little bit more. So when you come to a dedicated facility, that can end up biting you in the long run. So you've got to either manage it a couple different ways, and putting more rotation is the preferred way, but you never necessarily want to change your delivery midway through a bonspiel. So you can also, mitigate that issue by brooming yourself wider, give yourself more ice, and then B, having your broom down right out of the hand keeps the stone a little straighter for a little longer.
So looking to try and draw behind the guard, but it looks like it's going to hit the guard.
But if it spills in, oh, okay.
That's good for...
Fifth?
Yeah. So every rock has to count, and it's potentially counting, but not counting just yet.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to play that hit again.
Just need to get rid of one of these stones, really.
Yeah.
Or at least create a setup so you can hit one of the stones.
Yeah, losing that back yellow one on Team Hot Dish here is not a bad thing, because, again, them freezing isn't great.
And this might be, it's not going to be it.
Yeah, they hit that one a little bit thin, and now it is sitting
Third or fourth,
third or fourth, yeah.
But good curling, staying alive.
Yeah, not quite out of it yet.
But they need to move some of these rocks around. I think they're not technically eliminated yet, but I don't see a path for them to move enough hot dish stones
It's
to
not
sit forward.
promising.
Because also considering how level
Yeah.
the hot dish stones are across, like you have one just above the T line on the center, and then you have one, in the 8 foot that's just about a foot and a half above the center, above the T line. And it'd be supreme. I'm not going to say it's impossible, because nothing's impossible. It's pretty close though. That ESPN chart that shows the win probability and stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun watching it sometimes, where like some of the games were like, yeah, this 99.995% this team, and then like a Hail Mary is like whoop, 100% the other guys. Game over. So Michael Cass with his first. This is going to be a tough shot. Looking to draw into the pile on the right side. I just maybe hoping for like maybe a little hit and roll, perhaps.
Yeah, I thought that's what he would have called as well. Leaving the shot stone. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you freeze over there, you are setting yourself up for possibly doing something.
Yeah. But also needs to make sure it's around the guard. It's on the guard.
It's on the guard.
That would probably be it.
Yeah.
But like we said, sometimes people want to play the string out, and if people are okay with that,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
okay with it. And hopefully, our viewers are okay with that too. Our multitude of viewers. Definitely do appreciate people tuning in. Broom is down for Zoe. She's already in the hack. Sometimes things move fast. Sometimes you try and keep track of what's going on.
That's very true. I've noticed that too with tracking stones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You miss one thing, you're like, oh, what just happened? And then trying to, make sure you track it properly for your team analysis later in the day. You're just playing the guard here. Where did they get that?
Top 8. You're full 12 foot.
Full 12. So it's that back red one is still out counting that one that they just threw. But again, they have pretty solid control this end at the moment.
And how does their curling get 4 out of this?
Well, you see, if you throw a 2-second hog to hog,
just go around the horn, So basically, hit the red on hit the yellow on the outside, spin up, and kind of tick off the center.
Yeah.
Last rod coming for Michael Cass. And sometimes it's just good to get the experience. And get the free beverages at the end. At the end of the.
There are definitely games where I'll be like, all right, so I'll have a hot chocolate, you know, and we still have 3 ends to play.
So drawing in, it's going to be a little light, and that's going to be all she wrote. Or what was that? That's Showbiz, buddy?
Yeah, that's Showbiz, baby.
So it's a steal of 2 or 3, but it's academic at this point.
Yeah.
So good curling to good curling as well as to a hot dish.
It was a good game overall.
Yeah. How many rods are left on sheet B? Let's see. I'm going to probably switch to sheet B then.
Okay.
Pull it up here using the miracle of technology. Come on. Have fun. Ah! Switch some things around. Dot. Gonna remove. Just the end of the night.
Looks like skip it.
Oh yeah, it was the winner of that one.
Quick, stare him down.
All right, switching to the other A semifinal. It's a very tight game between Team Rice, whose affiliation escapes me right now.
They are from Arizona.
That's correct. And taking on Team Kunkel, they're Arizona and wine country, I think.
I don't think they're.
Oh, OC Curling.
Yeah.
OC Curling. So it's Team Kunkel holding the hammer, but they're down 1, but they're sitting shots. As Team Kunkel's going to draw in, it looks like. Oh yeah, I was watching the live shot. They're about 30 seconds behind. So, okay, wait 5 seconds. Well, let's have the go for the draw.
Oh, looks like it.
Oh, it's just kind of fun. Dinner's waiting. So.
Just that. Good shot.
Oh, I'm going to be back in 30 seconds. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like they made a pretty good freeze there. They did leave a little pocket, get rid of that yellow. That other yellow would just immediately jam. Looks like that's what they're going to play, though. It does appear that Team Kunkel has hammer.
Down 1, sitting 2.
Down 1, sitting 2. Joe Rice here loves the upweight hit as well, though, so he's just going to probably try to hit that little pocket and then get rid of one of the yellows.
As he's about to take his shot, we can see the throwing home and stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
I need to remove the scoreboard, the not relevant scoreboard.
Hard line!
Okay.
Oh, he just nosed it.
Yeah. Looks like we're 2 skip stones. So that was the first of the skip stones.
Yeah.
So Rice is still alive. Also, we went with like stylish lowercase spelling on the scoreboard here. So, if you are Team Kunkel, do you want to draw in and sit? They basically have 2 frozen on top of each other.
If you could corner freeze onto that top red one,
Okay.
you might have something, but then they'd have access to it the other way.
Yeah. But it's going to be hard to dislodge both of those yellows.
If your nose frozen to your Yellowstone, it's near impossible to get rid of it because you have that red one on the side.
So try to freeze on top of your stone, but if it over curls a little bit and corner freezes
Onto the red one,
that would be a
then
good
you
plan.
might have something for your last.
Okay.
Because Team Rice is going to throw heat at whatever's left in the house.
So ignore people yelling sweep or not sweep. This is
See how it goes.
shots away.
Weight looks decent.
You see a lot more curlers with stabilizers at a 5 and under.
Oh, for sure you do. Oh, they're curling it. Oh, looks like it's going to overcurl. Looks like they got to go for that Plan B freeze, corner freeze.
A little
or Plan
tap's
A,
not too
one of the
bad.
two. All right, that's pretty much okay.
There's a pocket though, and then also for Team Rice, they could come down
Yeah.
and then kind of tap the shot stone back.
Yeah,
And so it's kind of the same thing that you're saying about freezing on top.
yeah.
Almost the same thing for Rice, but just a little bit of
Yes.
tap. And then
If Rice were to freeze this right on the corner, actually no, if it would have to be basically frozen on the center. If it's ever frozen on the corner, then there's a possibility that Kunkel could basically play the double on those back 2-1s and sit 1-2. So this is a pretty precision level shot for a 5 and under, which is great to see.
these are two teams from Coyote. So talking about the breadth of experience
Oh, 100%.
or the depth of experience.
I'm sure they play at least one league a week, if not multiple, and then they probably have, a day a week that they go in and practice for an hour. And they've got, as you mentioned, the breadth. They have an amazing breadth of curlers from that club that can help coach these younger people. So they've got a lot of great experience in coaching.
So this is Joseph Rice with his last. Going for that freeze like tap.
He's going for it.
The line looks pretty good.
All the way!
Oh, it's coming down.
And it's also over
Oh,
curling.
it's starting to curl.
This coming up light.
Yeah, yellow's already
sweepers are off
sitting
of it.
too. Oh, it's light.
And that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Yellow gets their 2 to win the game.
Team Kunkel, yeah.
Or yeah, Team Gunkel.
Yellow works too, but
Yeah, I realized that. I was like, oh wait, did I say the wrong color or name? So yeah, good job on Kunkel for making a great shot on their skips first.
And so make the final 7-6, and so that is the Team Kunkel will advance to the championship final.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're also going to advance to the championship final. Well, you're going to be in the championship final
That's
as
true.
coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here calling balls and strikes. They tell me to stop calling balls and strikes at a curling contest, but
I know.
And the stream froze, so I'm going to switch back to our main feed where we're going to say our good nights.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate people tuning in. Thank you, Dan, for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
And just again, a friendly reminder that coverage of the 5 and Under tournament as part of the 2025 Double Takeout MoPac Championships presented by Curling.gg is brought to you by doubletakeout.com and by Curling.gg and Endgame Curling. Thank you again to all of our sponsors, as I just keep bouncing back and forth between the sponsors. Thank you to the sponsors for their support. Thank you to the viewers who tuned in and stuck through to the bitter end. We're going to be back in the morning for the C second event semifinal. We're going to see Broomstones take on a Mirror Curls Happen. And so that should be an interesting contest
All
at
right.
8 a.m. And then
Yeah.
the 8 a.m. or 8:30.
Unfortunately, I probably will not join you at 8 a.m., Ryan. as I don't want to be till 11, so.
Totally understandable. So then our championship game, the stage is set. The championship final is going to be at 11 a.m., where we're going to see complete sheet show go for a back-to-back championship from Oval Curling of Utah, taking on Team Kunkel of Coyotes and OC Curling. Yes. So that is the stage. Thank you so much for tuning in. It turned into MoPac After Dark just like that.
Indeed.
And we definitely hope to see you tomorrow morning. Until then, this is your host Ryan Olson on behalf of my broadcasting partner Dan Stephanie, on behalf of MoPac, Curl Vegas, and thanks to our partners, our sponsors, doubletakeout.com. Words are escaping me. Curling.gg and Endgame Curling. This is Ryan saying so long, good night, good curling, and hopefully see you tomorrow at 8 a.m.